What is up, everybody? It's been a long time. Totally agree. But I just haven't been able to really just pick up the camera and just record for whatever reason. Things with the car and things with life going on around you, it just kind of distracts you from some things. But I want to try to get back in the routine of things. So once again, I just want to say thanks for coming out, watching this video. I'm Trent, this is Ghost Media. Try to be consistent for probably about 6 months or so, and that's kind of going to gauge whether or not I want to keep going with this. So as long as I'm consistent and I can kind of see that things are going somewhere, that's going to be really the deciding factor for me. Just because I want to make sure things are not being recognized per se, but things are growing. So as long as things are growing and things are continuing, like the car, like the channel, just things that I've been doing here. So let's kind of get back into the recap of things. So last time we were here, we had the motor on the engine stand. We were halfway through a rebuild, waited on the motor for in total probably about 3 months, so that kind of pushed us back on things a lot. And so once I got the motor back, me and a couple of buddies started getting that put together. Noticed we had some issues with some clearances, so I went out to get it line honed and kind of had to swap some bearings around. Not like swapping bearings, but I got oversized, and then I went back to the ones I originally got, and those were actually the right ones. So anyway, a lot of fun. Not really, but it's all good now. So I also picked up a set of wheels for my Subi. I got those probably, I want to say late March, probably around March 20th or so. Went and picked them up, drove 3 hours for them. They're pretty cool, I'll show them here in a little bit. But I instantly took them to get them powder coated. They ended up taking about 15 weeks to get back, and I don't know, I didn't lose motivation for them, but I'm just the hype's kind of gone. So I haven't posted them up for sale, but I'm too focused on this right now, so I'm kind of trying to prioritize some things as far as my priorities. As far as the motor goes, everything was put back together. As you can probably tell and hear a little bit, it is no longer on the engine stand, so that is a good sign. Couple things else going on is I got a couple side projects I'm doing. The car is basically ready for fabrication, so we are going to be doing the new fuel cell setup. We're going to be running the new fuel pump. We're going to be doing the all-wheel drive conversion. We're going to be routing the new exhaust. We're going to be doing the intercooler piping. All of this is going to be happening basically in the same time period. Kind of just decided to jump on the situation and the opportunity that was given. So a couple more things to check out. We should be all right. The car should be going over this week as far as that goes. So I will have space in the garage coming up here. to do some extra things that I will show you here in a little bit, or maybe in another video. If you're not on social medias, I highly recommend. That is kind of like where I'm more active with. Obviously, for some of you that know, I do have 2 accounts. I do have the Ghost Media account, which I post when I do like videos or editing and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna maybe kind of transition that into my car page, just because, I don't know, I feel like a lot of other YouTubers just have one single page for things, and I think that's kind of easier, because I don't want to be like posting the same post twice in a day just by posting it between 2 different accounts and like kind of the back and forth stuff. But anyway, trying to think where I should start with here. We also did get a new turbo. I'm gonna maybe update the size on that later on, but I do have my old turbo still here, has not been bought yet, which is just kind of hard right now with how inflation and everything's going on. Not a lot of people are able to buy things right now, and it's totally understandable, and it's not a big deal. So I think first things first, my garage is a mess right now because we're trying to put a shed up in the backyard and we're trying to do all this other stuff. But as far as my components go, I have basically everything off the ground that I had on the side of the garage before, minus like the drive shaft, because obviously that's not in the car yet. But a lot of the parts that were laying around in my cabinets and the house and everything are slowly coming out of the cobwebs and slowly getting put back into the car. We are still waiting on the engine harness and the dash harness to come back from one of my newer sponsors. I will be making a post about that eventually once I get them. As far as that goes, super cool guy, super good customer service, really happy with his work so far. So I will make sure to leave that down below, as well as we are still waiting on the shifter plate. That should be coming in tomorrow, I believe. So I'm going to try to get the shifter all hooked up before it goes over to fabrication, just because I feel like, you know, whatever, get it done. Maybe not, we'll see. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look into the car here. This is kind of like things that you don't really know about certain people's builds, or you never see this kind of the state of where the car might be at. So before, you know, everything was all together, everything was all, you know, untouched, but now that's a little different. Also, big drop, the engine bay is painted now. Don't know why I didn't say that, but I just feel like it's so normal at this point. So let's kind of go into the car here and show you what we got all done. So this is how the car currently is. Everything is apart, the dash is out, everything in the interior is basically out. I did install my new oil pressure gauge. That's going to be where the old cruise control button is. All my dash, well, the dash is right here, but my cluster, vents, everything is all back there. I'll be taking that out when we go to fabrication, because obviously the fuel cell will be sitting here, and then the rear diff and everything will be back there. I do still plan on having rear seats occasionally, so if I go to a show or something, I'll probably put them in, but essentially if I'm going to race or something like that, I'll probably pull them out. So I do eventually want to get new seats as well, because I want to sit a little lower in the car, because I'm like 6'1", 6'2", and I mean, these Integras, if it wasn't for the sunroof, I mean, I'd probably be hanging out the window. So nothing else has changed as far as the body. Everything's pretty much stayed the same. Still have the fenders and bumper and everything off, but let's go ahead and get this open here. As you can see, the motor is in. Let me go ahead and put this prop up here, and it's gonna be a little awkward for a second. There we go. So the motor is in, as you can see. The new turbo is sitting there. ABS delete from Valex Racing's in. Brake lines all the way back, all the way front. New clutch line. This is just here because I'm going to try to route this out this way and over around here, and then probably have it come in somewhere like right here or something. But as far as putting the motor in, it wasn't terrible. Honestly, it was just going around everything else that the motor had with it. So for example, taking these studs out, I didn't purposely try to take these out, but we put a bolt in, or we put a nut on one of these studs, you know, tightened it all the way down and took it back off because we were doing something else, and it just took the stud out with it. So I was like, well, guess we're gonna take both studs out. So of course you can imagine the other stud was pretty hard to get out for whatever reason. I mean, we did everything from just about everything. We welded a nut on there eventually and got it out, but that was after, you know, a long day's worth of work and everything else in between. So this is kind of where we're at with everything. Some guys don't really know this, but I get a question a lot. My hot side clamp that runs onto the header is actually a V-band. Not a lot of people know that. Some people do, especially in the V8 world, but there's T3, T4, probably like T5 and T6, but this is actually a V-band housing. So it does have a V-band for the exhaust, but it also has it for the manifold hookup as well. So we're rocking the Precision dual ball bearing turbo. As you can see, still trying to figure out a color for this valve cover. It is really annoying me that I can't just pick a color, but I'm super indecisive and super like, it has to look good because it's gonna be the first thing that people notice. Not that that really matters, but I really do like red. Red's my favorite color, and I feel like that should kind of be like an incorporation into part of this build or somewhat. So maybe we're gonna do a candy red, maybe we're just gonna do a red, I don't really know. But all the front suspension is good, brakes are good, axles are in. We do have a manual steering rack now off of a EG, ordered it brand new. And we also got an NRG Tech bushing to be able to adapt the EG, steering rack to the DC chassis. So all-wheel drive mounts, solid, good to go. Only thing that really changes about that is possibly, I think it was the transmission mount and the T-bracket. Otherwise, this one right here, that silver Hasport one, and this 3-post is still the same. But I just decided to sell my old mounts, upgrade the bushing one, and just get the new mounts. So that's what I did. We were running the Speed Factory coil and plug distributor and plate. I don't have the plate on there right now, but I think it's gonna look super sick. Not this really matters, it's not a show car, but it has a lot of black accents. So as you can see, the fuel rail, the intake manifold, even this was actually like accidentally, accidentally like a part of this. But this cap right here, my wastegate was ceramic coated, I believe. And then my alternator bracket back here, I have another bracket, I think it's the bottom one for the alternator as well. This 3-post, I repainted this, sandblasted it, repainted it. Yeah. K-tuned clutch master cylinder is in. That's good to go. And yeah, so let's go ahead and check out those wheels that I told you guys about. These are Rota GRAs. These are 5x100. I don't know all the other specs off the top of my head, but I originally bought these for the Subi. I was like, you know what, these look really cool. They already came to me, like when I bought them, they were already kind of this color, and I just wanted them duplicated, so I got them all redone the same color. The reason why I got them repowder coated is because I wasn't gonna paint them, but I wasn't really set on painting wheels because I know that they can chip. So one was a different color than the rest, so that was kind of the other factor of basically wanting to redo them. You wouldn't have really noticed, but I always would, so I was just like, I'll do it and get it done. So they're done. But that's that. So that's what I got going on with these. I got a couple things hung up in the garage. I got Robert's Civic up here, just the Injuku Racing banner, Speed Factory Skunk 2. Skunk 2's always been hooking it up. They're one of the sponsors on the build, but as far as everything else goes, trying to remember everything. My Hub City kit is in. That is on the social medias as well. I already posted that up. As well as I'm going to be ordering my drive shaft kit here soon, but all things aside, once this goes over to the fabricator, I'm going to be trying to dedicating my time to helping him out with that. But if I have any extra time, I'm going to be working on some of these. So these are kind of nonchalantly hidden here. I had them all scattered around the garage, but I decided to put them back over here. So as you can see here, that's a H series valve cover, K20, K24, just K series, whatever you want to call them, you know. And this is off of an Accord. This is off of a CRV. This is like GSR, Type R, or whatever. And that one right there was my old original one when I got the car. So as you can imagine, red is my favorite color by far. I don't like wrinkle red that much, but I really do like glossy red. So anyway, I'm still in the process of purchasing a couple other ones. That is also from a S2000, so I do have that one as well. Anyway, I'm in the process of not getting every single valve cover. I'm not trying to go for that because that's a little overkill, but I do just kind of want to pay like, not like a heritage to the Honda community, but I'm also looking for a couple others. I wouldn't mind a Miata, I wouldn't mind a MR2 turbo one, and just some other ones here and there. I might be getting a SR20, one off of I believe it was a Nissan Altima or Maxima or something, one of the SERs. But anyway, so I'm gonna get these all sandblasted. I still have like a couple more coming, but we'll update that later on. I'm gonna get these all sandblasted. I'm gonna get these all, you know, super smooth, whatever it is, and then I'm gonna spray some epoxy primer on them, and I'm gonna paint them all different colors, except for this red one. I'm gonna keep that as kind of like the trophy, or like the original, you know, museum, whatever you want to call it. So gonna do them all different colors. It's gonna be super cool. And then I'm going to move the Speed Factory banner over and probably hang them right here in the garage. So super excited about this. I mean, most of these I've gotten pretty cheap, except for the S2K one, but I mean, that's a given in today's world with those markets, so it wasn't a big deal for me. I mean, like, and the easiest part is like most of these, the paint's already peeling off, so it's gonna be super easy to get sandblasted. So down below, drop some colors, and maybe we'll paint them one of those colors. I already have a couple in mind, but like I said, I'm pretty indecisive, so maybe we'll get something like that. Also, something else I'd like to point out, when I get these painted, I'm also partaking in putting the spark plug covers on them. So as you can see, I would get, you know, one for this one. This one I don't think really could get one. I'm sure I've seen some for them, but I'm not gonna do that for that. I have the one for this one. I have the original non-Acura one for this, and then I have the TSX or like Acura one for that, and I have the S2K one as well. But super cool. I'm super hyped about it. I do have, I think the next ones I have coming are the dual overhead cam D series motor. I found one of those super cheap, bought it up. It should be here this week. And then I also have a B18 one coming. It's the opposite of this one, so it has like the like cross hatches or whatever you want to call it down the middle. I do have a regular D series one as well, and I'm gonna try to get the D series VTEC one. After that, the only other one that I'm missing, as you can probably tell, is the B16 slash JDM, whatever you want to call it, valve cover. So as far as that goes, I might have somebody lined up with one, but I'm not sure if they're going to come through, which is unfortunate. But a little toasty in here. But so as far as that goes, guys, I mean, that's really where we're at with things. Super stoked to be able to actually have, you know, the build up. That's the other big thing, is like, I don't ever want to record because like it's hard when the car's not up and running, or, you know, even up in general. So that's kind of something we're kind of trying to maneuver around. And I think especially coming up here soon, maybe I'll get some videos of the all-wheel drive kit. We'll see. I'm not really sure. I would rather be more focused on working on the car and actually doing it, and then maybe worrying about a video later, because it's such a thing to record a video still. You know, this is the first time doing that all-wheel drive swap. So like I said, I went with the Hub City kit. Straightforward, probably the best, or is the best on the market in my opinion. Best bang for your buck. Really, and if you check all the really fast cars, I mean, most of those are running Hub City, and that's K, B, even some H series now, so that's pretty cool. But as far as Ice Cream Cruise goes, I will be there, but I will not be there with a car. So you see me, say hi, say what's up. Within the next 3 months, I think I'm going to maybe get a small round of t-shirts going. If you're interested in that, let me know. I'm gonna bring the GoPros up to ICC, so if you want your car featured in the video, let me know. Shoot me a DM on Instagram, or drop a comment down in the video. Let me know what kind of car you have, so that way I know when I go there, I'm like, okay, this is that guy's car. We're gonna get it in the video. But yeah, let's just have a good time. ICC is always a good turnout. Woody's like the biggest car show in the Midwest for sure. So it's unfortunate that I won't take a car this year, but I'm just happy where the car is at right now. So I'm not going to try and push that any further than what it should be, because I don't want to mess things up. So we're waiting on a couple things. Ultimately, yes, I could have X, Y, and Z done by now. I could have this, and that ready. But right now it's kind of not a waiting game, but some work that I can't do as far as fabricating that has got to be done before, you know, the fuel cell or the exhaust, you know. So I let that guy, my buddy, handle that. He's good at what he does, so I trust that. So as far as everything else goes, I think that pretty much catches things up. But yeah, thank you to everybody that's helped me get this thing going, as far as, you know, building the motor, getting it in the car, and just kind of trying to find that extra little motivation here and there. Really goes a long way. So I think we're gonna kind of wrap this up. I'm gonna probably record this. Well, I recorded this Monday. I'm gonna either have it posted Tuesday or Wednesday. Also, be on the lookout on social media. I'm gonna be doing a Skunk 2 giveaway. I'm going to be posting that also this week. It's not gonna be on YouTube, it's gonna be more on my social, but let's plan on that this week as well. We're gonna do that to kind of boost everything up. And then as far as the giveaway goes, Skunk 2 sponsored my build for about 3 years now. Super great company, I'm glad I'm with them. I rock a lot of their parts, everything from suspension to engine parts. I mean, you know, it's pretty much top to bottom, just about. So super excited that they've been working with me, and I'm super excited to continue the relationship with this company because they've been around for so long, and I think, you know, I want to prove that, you know, I can help them out as well. But as far as this thing goes, it's not over. It is not the beginning. It is the downhill stretch. So, once this thing is up and running, there's 100 million different plans that could be happening. But back to the giveaway part. This is kind of the special part, the cherry on top. So, I've kind of been talking to a couple of friends of mine, and so Skunk 2 has sent me some goodies. Those are going to be a part of the giveaway. And then I decided that I'm going to spice it up with my own touch, and I'm going to include something on this giveaway for, I'm either going to do a top 3 or top 4. Top 3 is going to get the Skunk 2 items, and the top 4 is still going to get a Skunk 2 item and possibly whatever it is I throw in. That's all I'll say. But as far as the Skunk 2 stuff, that's going to be posted on my social media, integrity_DC2. Check me out on Instagram. And I mean, they got hats, beanies, shirts, and the big thing is they gave me some 25th year anniversary oil caps to send out to you guys. So it's going to be totally free. It's going to be totally, you know, easy to enter. We'll get this thing wrapped up. We'll get it going. And yeah, let's keep having fun and keep doing this. So till next time, peace out.